I am here with Floris, the co-founder and CEO of Kano. Floris, what are you and your team building?
We are building a circular single-stranded DNA platform company that will enable cell and gene therapies to really go in vivo. And the reason for that is that if you think about DNA-based medicines, you do?
Sometimes.
The DNA is, normally if you make synthetic DNA and you want to bring it inside a human, it will cause toxicity because your immune system sees the DNA and says, oh, this is a viral attack. With circular single-stranded DNA, what we do is we can actually circumvent that. We fly under the radar of the immune system, thereby bring these really important therapeutic DNA pieces to the right places without triggering any toxicity.
Yeah, really important work right here in Cambridge. Now, what do you love about building here in Boston, building in Cambridge, and at LabCentral that you would share with the rest of the community?
Everything. I mean, the reason I moved to the US, the reason I moved here was the Boston biotech ecosystem, and I think the community is the best that you can find worldwide. I love the magic of bumping into people and this helpful, helping each other out, but also giving back mentality that everyone has in Boston.
Yeah, and last but not least, what are some other startups that you've collaborated with, that you have your eye on, that you would shout out for other builders here in Boston?
Yeah, I have this list that is 50 people long, so let's think about the ones that I can fit in here. Definitely in terms of the LabCentral ecosystem, Metrism Bio is one of the startups that I love. We're both engine portfolio companies, and so there's a really strong connection. They're looking at the extracellular matrix for cancer therapies, which is fantastic, because now you're not only looking at the cells, but what is going on in the environment. And then other companies that I'm looking at are a bit further along. For example, Concerto Bio, who is looking at more of a microbiome environment, which I find so fascinating, thinking about synthetic biology and thinking about living organisms used as therapies or to create a better, healthier life.
This is Floris. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I am here with Tatiana from Laurel Biotherapeutics. What are you and your team building?
Hi, I'm Tatiana Blanchard, and I'm leading Laurel Biotherapeutics, where we're making antibody therapeutics in the cardiovascular space. We're shifting the paradigm where there's a high unmet need in patients that suffer with cardiovascular disease and renal impairment.
Yeah, now building here at LabCentral and in Cambridge, what do you love about this place? Why are you building your company here?
It's no surprise, Boston is a great ecosystem, especially when it comes to biotech. And when you're looking at LabCentral, within a 2-block radius, we're in the ecosystem of where immunology, cardiometabolics, and inflammation are right here at your doorstep. Here at LabCentral, it's more than an ecosystem, it's a family. We're right down the hall. You can discuss anything, any scientific avenue and innovation that you're leading.
Yeah, that's amazing. And last but not least, through Cambridge, through LabCentral, you've gotten to meet a lot of different teams. What are some that you have your eye on that have helped you build that you want to give a shout out for the community?
Yeah, shout out especially, let's start off with Chris Luce at Progentos, friends of mine, women-led founders that are building Cirque Nova with Crystal Brown, Metrism Bio with Noor Jilkani, and also Terry Williams with Dub Therapeutics.
This is Tatiana. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having us.
I am here with David and Nikos from Tinos Therapeutics.
Hello.
What are you and your team building?
So we are building a company focused on reprogramming RNA within cancer cells by targeting RNA modifications.
So what is happening now in the company, we're in the process of developing the first product, which is a small molecule drug, and it's actually in development for IND studies. But we're also developing a very interesting new AI platform, which is EpiCode, and it understands RNA structure and points to areas of RNA that can be used as new therapeutics.
And what do you all love about building here in Cambridge, building at LabCentral?
It's exciting, it's vibrant. I think, what you realize when you walk through every room is that the innovation that could transform the future is probably next door, or you are it, which is exciting. So I think there's just a clear high energy, and there's just innovation everywhere.
Yeah, and last but not least, what are some other startups you've met and collaborated with that you want to share with the rest of the Boston startup community?
We're new here, so we haven't really collaborated with anybody, but we're seeing other companies that are working in the RNA space. And it's interesting to see the synergies in terms of what they're working on and that we're working on. So in the future, it's likely that we will collaborate. And so it's just great to see this.
Just to say, for one specific company I was reading for different companies, I was very interested about the Ribonaut because they are working on translation, and translation with RNA modification we're doing is very close. So I'm very interested about their work.
This is David and Nikos from Tinos Therapeutics. Thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.